Is buy-to-let investment dead in the UK? So my name is Joshua Tharby, property investor, entrepreneur and chartered tax advisor, founder of JSM, and we work with property investors to legally pay less tax and build wealth. And, with property investment at the minute, it's definitely going through a challenging period. Each and every day in the media, you'll see that there's a shortage of properties to rent, less landlords than ever coming into the space, more landlords than ever leaving the space. So actually, it doesn't paint a good picture of buy-to-let being a great investment opportunity in 2025 and beyond. Well, actually, the good news about this is as soon as you start seeing kind of scaremongering stories about this, that is usually a sign of an opportunity. As Warren Buffett says, you need to be greedy when others are fearful when others are greedy. Well, actually, now the whole buy-to-let property space is somewhat fearful, it's somewhat bearish. Now's the time to use that to take advantage of the opportunity. As people are getting out, it's usually a good time to get in some cases. And property investment, in my opinion, is doing this right now. I can't see it being dead. Of course, it is going through a challenging period, with Section 21, renters reform bills, and God knows, quite frankly, God knows what else Labour come up with over the next kind of 3 or 4 years of their term. It could be anything. There's a lot of uncertainty about buy-to-let property, but that doesn't mean it's dead. Right now, it's just about working within the frameworks and the rules. And of course, for a lot of landlords, they don't want to do that. It's more red tape, more hassle to deal with, and it's not what they want as part of their investments. But for people that are willing to work with the rules, then actually there still can be, in my view, fantastic gains to be made. Of course, you've got Section 24, so you've got finance cost restrictions. So most professional landlords now are buying in limited companies. That's just how it's done now. It's the new way of structuring property investments. But when it comes to actually analysing property investment as an investment compared to stocks and shares, that's usually the two that get thrown around. Is, okay, I'll buy a property, invest in stocks and shares. Which one shall I do? Well, actually, there are some good arguments for investing in property still in 2025. We've got here, Savills expect the average property price in the UK over the next 5-year period to grow by 21.6%. That is in line with a lot of other kind of analyst forecasts as well. Of course, how much credit you give them and how much weight you put to that is up to you. But as we've seen for the past however many decades, property prices on average do go up. Of course, we've got mortgage rates now. They did go for that massive spike kind of coming out of COVID and everything else with the inflation. But now mortgage rates are relatively stable and anticipated to fall even further. And then we've got the wider macroeconomic trends to look at when it comes to UK property investment. The UK is a growing population and there's no signs of that changing. In the past 5 years, it's actually grown by 1.6 million and is forecast to continue doing so. And at current levels, even if for the past 10 years, there's always been a housing shortage and it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. You see queues of people queuing up just to get a rental property, to get a viewing, and it goes on the first one. Even speaking personally, I've had family in Peterborough that are living in rented accommodation. They go view a property, call the agent as soon as they see the listing. Oh, no, sorry, it's just gone. Someone's filled out an application form in their car to secure it. So actually, there's a housing shortage, mortgage rates are steady, property prices are forecast to go up. Yeah, you've got to deal with some red tape and whatever Labour throws at us. But actually, you never get risk without reward, or never get reward without risk. And in property at the moment, that's definitely the case. There is a little bit of risk with the uncertainty about whether there's kind of rent caps or rent reform bills and whatever that throws in. But actually, for people that are providing good quality accommodation, mortgage rates are stable, there are very strong rental yields, and rents are rising across the country as well, and will only continue to do so as less and less people do become landlords. So actually, now might be a great time to actually go in on property investment, because we've got the forecasting property price increases, we've got strong rental yields at the minute, we've got pretty stable mortgage rates, and there's a massive undersupply of property in the market, which is only going to drive rents even further. So for anybody that thinks property investment is dead in 2025, I don't think you could be further than the truth. Now's a great opportunity for people to be getting into the market, providing fantastic housing for tenants across the UK. Of course, if you need help with your property accounting, structuring your assets and minimising your taxes, that's exactly what we do at JSM. So just click that link below, book a call with us to make sure that, you're making money in property, but actually after taxes, you're keeping as much as possible. I hope you find this video useful, guys. What do you think? Is property investment dead? Let me know in the comments. Oh yeah, also make sure you smash that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Bye for now.